Welcome, adventurers, to another deep dive.
hmm
I've brewed up something truly special for today, and I hope you've got your own favorite beverage ready. Maybe even, a local craft ale, inspired by a certain dwarf.
yeah, maybe.
Because today we're plunging into the epic, long-awaited conclusion of Dave Britton's Runelords trilogy, Return of the Runelords. Get ready, because this isn't just a new campaign, it's like the next chapter in your legend.
Exactly. This isn't just any campaign, it's the grand finale, right? The culmination of years of adventure you've all forged together. Truly the end of a legendary trilogy. So our mission today is basically to equip you, Dave's esteemed player characters.
Yeah?
You listening right now with all the crucial need-to-know stuff.
Right.
We'll cover the current world state, how much Galarian has changed since you were last there, the exciting new D&D 2024 rule set, Dave's specific house rules that will shape how you play, and some incredible campaign-specific options for character creation, stuff that will really make your new heroes stand out.
Think of this deep dive as your personalized, turbocharged guide to understanding what's changed, what epic opportunities are waiting, and how you can just jump straight into the action.
Yeah,
We want you to be so well informed that you can just focus purely on the adventure, the role-playing, and those, inevitable moments of sheer brilliance.
And maybe a few he takes it scares.
Oh yeah, those moments that make your blood run cold. Absolutely.
It's your shortcut, really, to being incredibly well prepared for what promises to be a truly, truly legendary campaign.
Okay, let's stop keeping you on the edge of your seats.
No.
Let's unpack this deep dive, because trust me, Galarian isn't quite the same place your last heroes left, and neither are the rules we play by. Let's get to it.
Let's do it.
So, Return of the Runelords. It isn't just a sequel, it's truly the grand finale to the Runelords trilogy. A saga spanning, almost 2 decades of in-game time for your characters? Something like that?
Yeah, close to it.
Your past campaigns, Rise of the Runelords and Shattered Star, they're not just fond memories, are they? They are absolutely central, foundational pieces to everything that's happening now.
Totally foundational.
It's been 17 long years since the heroes of Sandpoint, that's your previous characters, saved Varisha from Karzog, the Runelord of Greed. And, my friends, these legends didn't just, fade into the background.
Oh, no.
They went on to do incredible things. We're talking about heroes creating entire nations, reviving long-lost schools of magic, some ruling entire lands from behind the scenes, and yes, for one exceptional individual, even ascending to godhood.
Which is just, wow. But what's truly fascinating here is the sheer generational impact of your past actions. These characters didn't simply walk off into the sunset, they fundamentally reshaped Galarian.
Right.
And, more intimately, they had children. And those children are now coming of age, stepping into a world irrevocably marked by their parents' monumental deeds. Whether it's inheriting specific skills, or maybe leveraging their family's vast influence, or just, living up to a legendary reputation. The legacy of your previous heroes is a palpable force in this new campaign. It's a beautifully personal way to connect the past to the present.
And some of those legacies are just fantastic, right? Dripping with potential for your new characters. Remember Thorn?
Oh yeah, the one.
When I talk about Thorn the Wise, the fighter whose wisdom saves were just legendary. I mean, we tried everything Dave could throw at him, and they were almost impossible to beat.
He just wouldn't fail him.
Never. Now, imagine his 48 Dragonborn offspring running around Galarian.
48? 48, that's a lot.
That's an entire clan of Dragonborn, each maybe with a spark of that legendary wisdom, or maybe just a whole lot of trouble coming to a town near you. The potential for chaos and heroism is just off the charts.
It really is. And let's not forget Skrull, the tiefling wizard, whose signature battle cry was always that booming "I cast fireball" whenever he wanted to solve a problem.
Oh, yeah.
After saving the day, he channeled that explosive energy into building the wildly successful Durka alchemy store.
Which is still going strong, I bet.
Absolutely. And to top it all off, he resurrected and married Viorian DeConti, the very bearer of the Sword of Greed. So, from that union, you can absolutely expect some tiefling or human descendants, probably inheriting a serious knack for wizardry, a bit of entrepreneurial spirit, and maybe a touch of that ancient Runelord's greed.
Ooh, interesting.
The intertwining of those bloodlines is just a rich vein for character concepts,
Oh, that's just perfect. A family business built on magic and greed, ready for the next generation. What could possibly go wrong?
Chuckles indeed. And for those who appreciate a good brew, a good ale after a long day of adventuring.
My kind of people.
Let's not overlook the dwarven cleric Sam Adams, who became renowned for crafting the finest beer in Galarian. His human or dwarf septuplets are now ready for adventure, perhaps with a six-pack of his namesake brews in hand, making sure their journeys are well hydrated.
Gotta stay hydrated.
Their very existence is a testament to how deeply your past player choices are woven into the current world state. It's a wonderfully personal touch, making this campaign's history feel truly yours.
Absolutely. It's not just abstract history, not some dusty lore book. It's your history, reflected in the choices you can make for your new characters. It makes the world feel incredibly alive and reactive to everything you've done before.
Yeah. Now, diving into the broader geopolitical landscape. After the Sahedron heroes defeated Emperor Shin and restored the magical aether, that powerful fundamental governing force of magic on Galarian, there was a significant, albeit kind of devastating consequence.
Right, the tsunami.
Exactly. The magical energies unleashed triggered this colossal tsunami that utterly devastated a vast stretch of coastline. This natural disaster, combined with other global stuff, led to Varisia becoming largely isolated. Other powerful nations, already deeply preoccupied with the World Wound's permanently open demonic portal, just couldn't, or maybe wouldn't, offer aid. This global event truly set the stage for a new, insular, and self-reliant Varisia.
That's a massive shift in the world's power dynamics. And yeah, that isolation for the region. So to really grasp the magnitude of these changes, let's quickly glance at the new timeline. A lot has happened in Galarian since your last adventures, and these events have shaped the very ground your new characters walk upon.
Right. It began, pivotally, with the death of the god Eridan in 4606 AR, a cataclysmic moment that echoed across Galarian, setting many things in motion.
Big deal.
Huge. Then, in 4708 AR, the heroes of Sandpoint, your previous characters, began their adventures, ultimately leading to the founding of the barony of Camlin. Just a year later, 4709 AR, Karzog, the Runelord of Greed, was finally defeated, and the fabled Shin-Shalast was discovered.
Streets paved with gold.
Literally, streets paved with gold, a testament to ancient power and just unimaginable wealth.
The image of that still sticks with me. What an incredible discovery.
But then, things got incredibly rocky. From 47 NAR to 4714 AR, the Aether, that very fabric of magic, began to fluctuate wildly, the Aether Storm.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
It wasn't just a minor disturbance, it caused magic items and permanent magic effects from the past 10, then 20, then 30 years to progressively fail or just flicker out of existence.
Whoa.
This was a huge deal for the world's magical stability, throwing entire societies into flux as ancient enchantments and safeguards simply stopped working. Also, in 4710 AR, we saw Hans, your former companion, enter the legendary Starstone.
Right, the Starstone.
By 4715 AR, Hans emerged from the Starstone as a new god of vengeance, marking another divine ascension directly linked to your past deeds.
A god of vengeance. That's an intense portfolio to take on. The sheer power of that is mind-boggling, and it really shows the lasting impact of the heroes of Sandpoint.
Definitely. And then the culmination. In 4717 AR, the Isle of Jin dramatically rose from the ocean. Cataclysmic event triggered that devastating tsunami we mentioned, which then crashed into the Varisian coast. Jin himself was finally defeated, and thankfully the ether finally stabilized, returning to what's now called a new normal.
Okay, so stability, but at a cost.
A huge cost. 2 years later, 4720 AR, the once proud city-state of Magnamar, already beleaguered by its own recent internal troubles and the lingering effects of the tsunami, joined Camlin as a vassal city.
So Camlin, that nation founded by your former characters, is now not just a barony, but a growing regional power, expanding its influence.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Precisely. Its foundations were built by heroes, and its future is now intertwined with the new generation. In 4725 AR, King Thomas of Camlin himself, a descendant of a hero of Sandpoint, led a contingent of Griffin Knights to join the 5th Mendevian Crusade against the World Wound, that demonic portal.
Oh boy.
Sadly, he hasn't returned in over a year. Queen Ameko now rules in his absence, shouldering the burden of leadership.
Wow.
And finally, the current year of the campaign, where you, the new adventurers, will begin your new saga, is 4726 AR.
This is a world that has seen a lot of divine ascensions, magical cataclysms, tsunamis, new nations rising, an absent king, and it's still recovering, still evolving, still reeling. It's absolutely ripe for new heroes, for your characters to step in and make their mark. The echoes of past legends are everywhere, providing both inspiration and, well, immense pressure for this new generation.
Indeed. It's a world grappling with immense change, where ancient threats stir once more, and the legacy of true heroism is both a beacon and kind of a heavy cloak to wear.
Definitely. Okay, so to truly immerse yourself in this rich world and sound like a seasoned Galarian native, let's go over some key pronunciations. For the place names, regional terms, and ancient Thessalonian vocabulary you'll probably encounter.
Yeah, good idea.
No more stumbling over names when you're trying to make a grand pronouncement to a dragon, or like haggling with a Magnamarian merchant, or deciphering an ancient ruin. Getting these right really adds to the immersion.
Accuracy in role-playing, my friends. It enhances the whole experience. Let's get these down so you can speak with confidence.
All right, let's start with the big picture. Galarian, go Lahre-on, the world. Corvosa, Corvio H. Shah, major city. Magnimar, city of monuments, now Camlin's vassal. Roderick's Cove, your starting point. Get used to this one. Sandpoint, legendary town, where it all began. Thassalon, Teeshilon, the ancient empire. Secrets await. Varizia, your homeland, focus of the trilogy. Zin, ancient emperor. Caused some trouble.
Okay, and now for some key terms you'll be hearing, and maybe even speaking a lot. Karzog. Karzoji. Runelord of Greed, defeated by your predecessors. Sihedron. S-I-E, Hairdrung. Powerful artifact, also the name for the heroes who beat Shin. Runelords, ancient powerful masters you'll be confronting. Abyssium, dangerous glowing sky metal. Nasty stuff. Aether, Awaitha. The very essence of magic, which has been pretty unstable. Horicalcum. The rare sky metal, time-bending properties, very cool. Sky metal, SKY, Metal, general term for these fancy materials from the heavens.
Practice those people. Whisper them in the shower, shout them from the rooftops. It'll make all the difference when you're facing down an ancient evil or charming a local noble. Plus, Dave will appreciate it, trust me.
You will.
Okay, deep breath, everyone. We're moving into the rules. This campaign is running on D&D 5e 2024, or 1D&D, as many of us called it through the playtests. Wizards of the Coast was notoriously vague about backwards compatibility for a long time, causing quite a bit of nail-biting. Right?
Oh yeah, tons.
But the new player's handbook finally clarifies things, which I have to say is a huge relief for players and DMs alike.
It absolutely is. And the really good news for you, the players, is that you don't have to totally overhaul all your beloved old character concepts or ditch the wealth of material you've got from previous books.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. The player's handbook explicitly states that species, which is the new term for what we used to call races and backgrounds from older books, are mostly compatible. The main thing is just ignore their ability score increases. The new system handles those stat bumps differently, mostly through your background and feats.
Right.
Otherwise, you can use them as written. This means your cool dragonborn barbarian or elven rogue concept still totally works, just with a slightly different mechanical foundation for their stats. Much smoother transition than many of us feared.
What's genuinely fascinating here, and a huge win for everyone at the table, I think, is how much effort clearly went into making the rules clearer and standardizing the language.
Definitely.
It's a big step towards reducing table arguments and just getting to the fun faster.
Absolutely. It's all about precision. For instance, Bloodied is back from 4th edition, and it's a brilliant re-edition. Now, when a creature is at or below half its hit points, it's explicitly bloodied. Yep. No more vague descriptions like, he looks kind of hurt, you know exactly where things stand tactically. Another key change is D20 tests. That's the new, comprehensive umbrella term for any ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. Just simplifies discussions about mechanics that apply to all three.
And for all our Magic users out there, as magic action is a critical new label.
Yeah.
If an action has this tag, it means it explicitly does not work in an anti-magic field.
Super important.
Yeah, eliminates a lot of ambiguity. You won't be accidentally trying to cast a spell or activate something where it just can't function. Less frustration, clearer rulings.
That's right. Precision in language is key. For forced movement, the new streamlined term is transport. So if an effect moves a creature without them choosing to move, push, pull, telekinetic shove, whatever, it's transport. Simple, clean, and finally, the term expertise now officially means adding double your proficiency bonus to a check. It finally aligns with how the community and most DMs have informally used the term for years. No more needing to explain what expertise really means. It's a clear, defined mechanic. And your proficiency bonus, for anyone needing a refresher, is that number that scales with your level, representing your basic training.
They've even reorganized the book itself, which I think is a smart move. Chiefs 1 is now just playing the game. Logical, welcoming start. And my personal favorite addition, there's a new rules glossary at the back. You know, that section you expect to flip to constantly for precise technical definitions. Because sometimes the main text doesn't quite cover every little nuance. It's a fantastic resource for quick, definitive answers.
Moving from general organization to the nitty-gritty of gameplay, we see some really welcome changes that give players more agency and tactical choice. Always a good thing.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting for player agency, and honestly, a huge quality of life improvement for role-playing. Saving throws. You can now choose to fail a save without rolling if you don't want to resist an effect.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, think about that for strategic role-playing. No more having to fake a bad roll if your character genuinely wants to be affected by an ally's helpful spell, or if, for narrative reasons, you need to get captured or knocked out for a moment.
Yeah.
Smooths out so many role-playing things.
That's a huge quality of life improvement. But even bigger, maybe, and a real game changer for those clutch moments is the change to heroic inspiration. It's way more flexible and powerful now.
How so?
You can use heroic inspiration to reroll any die, not just d20s, immediately after rolling it. And crucially, you no longer need to declare you're using it before rolling. Remember how frustrating that was?
Oh yeah, always guessing if the roll would be bad enough.
Exactly. This gives you way more control. You can save it until you see that disastrous result, the one on a damage roll, that failed death save. It's a powerful tool to nudge fate when it matters most.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Saving that reroll until you know you need it is just chef's kiss. Okay, moving on to actions. They've really expanded and clarified common actions, which should streamline gameplay.
Indeed. The hide action now has a base DC of 15 to successfully hide against active perception, or it's against a creature's passive perception if they aren't actively searching. Gives a clear target for rogues and stealthy types.
Reduces ambiguity.
Yep. There's also now a dedicated search action for looking for stuff, and a study action for examining or thinking about stuff, which is fantastic for knowledge checks. Lets characters deliberately spend time trying to figure things out. Provides explicit mechanical support for being smart.
Interestingly, the Between Adventures section, the downtime rules from the old PHB, gone.
Really?
Mostly. Lifestyle expenses are still in the equipment chapter, which makes sense, but the extensive downtime rules aren't in the core book anymore. This is one area where Dave might have his own take, so keep that in mind. But the core book isn't pushing a specific downtime system right now.
Gotcha. Now let's talk combat flow. Several nuanced changes here that will definitely impact your tactical choices, maybe even enable new builds.
For those quick draw moments, drawing or stowing weapons is much more flexible. You can now draw or stow one weapon as part of an attack during the attack action, and it explicitly doesn't need to be the weapon you're actually attacking with.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, super useful for throwing a weapon, then immediately drawing another for melee, or quick swaps for weapon mastery. Allows for much more dynamic weapon use.
For movement, you can now move through an ally's space freely without it counting as difficult terrain. Subtle, but incredibly significant for party positioning.
Totally. Smoother tactical maneuvers, flanking, getting to that healing spot. Huge.
Surprise is also less impactful, but clearer. Now, if you're surprised, you just have disadvantage on your initiative roll. Easier to handle, less punishing than missing a whole turn.
And for those who love dual wielding, get ready. Two-weapon fighting is no longer limited to melee weapons. If a weapon has the light property, you can use it.
Yeah.
Yes, this officially means dual-wielding hand crossbows is supported.
Yes. Finally, prepare for some serious ranged daga from rogues and rangers. I can see the builds forming already.
Oh yeah.
The unarmed strike rules have also been significantly expanded. You can now choose deal damage, attempt to grapple, or shove, all as part of an unarmed strike. When grappling or shoving, the target now gets a choice of a strength or dexterity save to resist. No more just opposed athletics checks.
Makes dex characters harder to pin down.
Exactly. And crucially, the one grapple per hand rule is official. No more grappling multiple creatures with one hand while still swinging a sword. They saw our nonsense, Adam. They saw it.
Oh, they definitely have. They know our shenanigans. And here's where it gets really interesting for spellcasters and martial characters alike. Potential for fantastic synergies. Opportunity attacks.
Yeah.
They now trigger against a creature you can see instead of just a hostile creature.
Wait, any creature you can see?
Yeah. This opens up fascinating new tactical options, like a warcaster using a beneficial spell on an ally as a reaction when that ally moves out of range.
Whoa, like casting Bless or Shield of Faith on a retreating fighter as a reaction?
Exactly, without using a full action. That's a whole new level of battlefield control and reactive support.
Okay, that is interesting. Speaking of combat quirks, it's worth noting, mounted combat
Don't say it!
has not been fixed. The rules still carry over with their inherent, let's say, charm. It's one of those perennial D&D mysteries.
Size dramatically. I swear to every god they list in this book, I'm going to make this someone's problem every single campaign. One of you is going to play a mounted combatant. Just you wait. But on a more serious and very important note, let's talk damage rolls. There are some critical changes, especially for spellcasters, that our longtime players really need to know about.
Indeed. 2 major points. First, flat damage values. Unless a rule specifically says otherwise, you generally don't add your ability modifier to fix damage that doesn't involve a roll. Like, a blowgun deals 1 piercing damage. Doesn't add your dex mod. But unarmed strikes do still add your strength modifier. Important exception for monks and brawlers.
Okay, but here's the kicker, especially for those who remember the legendary I-cast Fireball machine gun.
Ah, yes, the Magic Missile Evoker special.
A staple for certain wizard builds. Multi-target spell damage has been completely re-evaluated. Previously, if a spell damaged multiple targets simultaneously, think Fireball or Magic Missile, you rolled damage once for all of them. This let evocation wizards stack their int mod on each Magic Missile dart via empowered evocation. Huge, reliable damage.
Right.
Jeremy Crawford even confirmed it back in 2014.
Right. Now, in the 2024 rules, the distinction is much clearer, and it's a significant rebalance. For spells with a saving throw, like Fireball, you still roll damage once for all targets. That part the same.
Okay.
But for spells without a saving throw, like Magic Missile, each dart now deals its own 1d4 plus 1 force damage, meaning the evoker's ability to add their int mod to each dart from empowered evocation is effectively gone. The darts are still reliable, but the insane burst potential is toned down considerably. Scorching Ray, however, still gets separate rolls per ray since it makes separate attack rolls. It's a subtle but powerful distinction that really impacts spellcaster optimization.
So the I-cast Fireball machine gun from Magic Missile is officially retired. A moment of silence for a truly powerful, if maybe slightly broken build that some of you definitely leaned into.
Chuckles.
Yeah.
It reflects a broader balancing effort. Moving beyond combat, there are also clarifications for general adventuring actions, making skills more consistent.
Yes, picking locks and disarming traps is now explicitly linked to Thieves' Tools and requires a successful DC 15 dexterity check. But, and this is important, to actually pick a lock, you also need a separate successful DC 15 dexterity sleight of hand check.
So 2 checks now.
Yep, 2-step process. A bit more challenging, more realistic maybe. Emphasizes both tool skill and manual dexterity.
Okay. And finally, resting rules are much more explicit. Good for clarity and consistency. For long rests, you must have at least 1 HP to start, and you now regain all spent hit dice, not just half.
Whoa, all of them.
All of them. Significant buff to resource recovery. Get back into fighting shape much faster. However, interruptions are now more detailed. 4 specific types listed, and each one adds an hour to your rest.
An hour each.
Yeah. So if you're repeatedly disturbed, you could get into a horrible doom loop where your rest keeps getting delayed. Clear signal from Dave. Find a safe spot for long rests, far from wandering monsters.
Good advice.
Short rests also require 1 HP to start. And if you're stabilized to 0 HP, you wake up after 100 D4 hours with 1 HP, then you can start a proper rest. Much more structured approach to rest and recovery. Emphasizes securing your downtime.
Okay, let's talk about the heart of your character, your class, and how it's been refined in D&D 2024. Character creation now has a more logical, streamlined flow, which is quite helpful.
How so? You choose your class first. Step 1, defining your core identity. Then choose your origin, that's your background, plus your species at step 2. Finally, set your ability scores at step 3. Puts your fundamental identity first, then you build out.
Makes sense. And some general class changes apply across the board.
Yeah, pretty helpful for consistency. Core proficiencies are clearer, progression tables are right there on page 2, easy reference. Plus, they drop the fancy names for subclasses, no more primal path for barbarians or divine domain for clerics.
Which, honestly, no one really used in conversation anyway.
Exactly, just simplifies things. And a nice little bonus at level 19, you can now choose either a powerful epic boon or another feat. Fantastic late-game customization. For spells, permanently prepared is the new term for spells you always know. Mostly a wording change for clarity. Also, prepared spell counts are now a fixed number based on class level, not the old level plus modifier system. More consistent across full casters.
Okay, now let's dive into some specific class transformations that really stand out. These aren't just minor tweaks. Some of these might significantly influence your character choices and playstyle for Return of the Runelords. Let's see what new toys you've got.
Let's do it.
Starting with the Mighty Barbarian. Rage now lasts up to a full 10 minutes and can be extended by making attack rolls or spending a bonus action.
10 minutes, wow.
Huge buff for sustained combat, keeping that rage going longer. The damage bonus from Rage now works with any strength-based attack. Includes thrown weapons like javelins and hand axes get that sweet extra damage.
Nice. Thrown weapon builds rejoice.
Totally. Reckless attack now applies to opportunity attacks too, making you even more dangerous to enemies trying to escape. And here's where it gets really interesting. Brutal, critical, gone.
Oh, thank goodness. Always felt kind of random.
Right. Replaced by Brutal Strike. This lets you sacrifice the advantage from Reckless Attack for powerful tactical effects.
Yeah.
Extra damage, pushing your target, reducing their speed.
Ooh, tactical option.
Yeah. It's not just hitting hard, it's making your barbarian a force of tactical disruption. Dictate where enemies go, how they fight. Imagine pushing a spellcaster off a cliff instead of just getting advantage. Adds incredible depth. And look out for the new path of the World Tree Battlefield Controller. Team Support Barbarian, teleporting allies, granting temp HP, whole new flavor.
The Monk has also seen some fantastic, much-needed improvements. Truly elevates the class. Firstly, the spear is now officially your default weapon. Vindication.
Chuckles, finally.
More importantly, the martial arts damage die starts at 1d6 and scales higher than before. Harder hits earlier. You can now use dexterity for your grapple DC, making the Monk a stellar grappler, finally leveraging that agility.
That's huge for them.
It is. Sanbiakare is now focus points, small semantic change. But here's the game changer. Patient defense, bonus action disengage, and Step of the Wind, bonus action dash, no longer cost focus points.
Free?
Free. Massive for mobility. Live that agile hit-and-run fantasy. An uncanny metabolism lets you recover all FP and heal HP once per long rest when you roll initiative. Helps with the resource starvation. Finally, Deflect attacks now works against melee attacks too, not just ranged. One-on-one fights just got terrifying for enemies.
Wow. Monk really got some love.
Yeah.
Okay, for the Devout, the Paladin. Some significant changes here too. Lay on Hands is now a bonus action.
Get out. Really?
Yeah, huge for in-combat healing flexibility. Stabilize an ally, quick HP boost without sacrificing your main action. Spellcasting moved up to level 1, earlier access to Divine Power. Feels more like a true half-caster from the start.
Could change.
Divine Smite is renamed Paladin Smite and is now a spell you always have prepared. Cast as a bonus action after hitting with a melee attack, so yes, you can smite while punching.
Smite punch. Awesome.
But, important distinction, only once per turn. No more chain smiting on opportunity attacks. Aura of Protection is still amazing, and it's now the central hub for other auras. Clearer, potentially more powerful.
The Rogue sees some clever shifts as well, enhancing their tactical side. Expertise no longer allows Thieves' tools, that's covered elsewhere now, streamlines proficiencies. Cunning Strike is a brilliant new feature.
Tell me more.
Lets you reduce your sneak attack damage in exchange for powerful effects.
Yeah.
Knocking targets prone, applying the poison condition.
Nice. More than just damage.
Exactly. Makes them a true combat disabler. Reliable talent move to level 7. Get that iconic feature much earlier. Arcane Tricksters get the full wizard spell list now. Greatly expands their magic. And Thoof's Fast Hands can now use magic items requiring a magic action. Even better utility experts.
My magic-slinging friends, the Sorcerer has received some much-deserved love. Sorcerers now know and prepare considerably more spells, up to 22 at level 20. Massive expansion from the old limit of 15.
Finally.
Yeah.
Addresses that common complaint, way more versatility.
Totally. Innate Sorcery provides a bonus action offensive boost. And metamagic adjustments. Heightened spell cost reduced to 2 points, imposes disadvantage on all saves for a spell.
Yeah.
Incredible buff for control. However, and this is a big one, Twin Spell is completely reworked. Only works with spells that add targets at higher levels, so alas. R.I.P. Twin Haste. You were a good boy.
Oh, man. Twin Haste was iconic.
It was. But on the upside, Wild Magic is now player-controlled. You decide when to roll for a surge, more agency over the chaos, embrace it when you want.
The Warlock also benefits greatly. More modularity. Get invocations at level 1 now, max number increased to 10. More flexibility. Pack boons are now invocations themselves, get them at level 1 or skip them. Incredibly diverse builds possible now.
Okay, what about Pact of the Blade?
Huge buff finally grants charisma to attack and damage with your packed weapon, and you can make it deal necrotic, psychic, or radiant damage. Fantastic versatility solidifies it as a powerful martial option.
About time.
And one with shadows. Absolute massive buff for shadowy warlocks, lets you cast invisibility without a spell slot, completely changes their stealth and utility, masters of the unseen.
And for the Masters of Arcane Knowledge, the Wizard, they can now change a cantrip on a long rest. Unique ability to adapt minor magic daily. The new Scholar feature grants expertise in a skill, feel like true academic powerhouses.
Nice touch.
Memorize spell lets you replace a prepared spell on a short rest. Less prep stress, more reactive spell choices. Evoker's potent cantrip is now at level 3, always deals half damage on a failed save. Basic offensive magic always has some impact.
Good.
And yes, for those who loved it or hated it, they finally nerfed the Magic Missile machine gun. Empowered Evocation no longer adds int mod per dart. Magic Missile deals its standard 1d4 plus 1 per dart. Significant rebalance brings it in line.
Okay, moving from classes to the fundamental building blocks. Species and feats. The term races are now species. Mechanical change mostly, but also a thoughtful nod, aiming for more inclusive terminology.
For legacy species from older books, pretty straightforward, just ignore their ability soar increases. Those are handled by background and feats now. Otherwise, use them as written, easy to bring old concepts into the new system.
In terms of species changes of note, several classics got significant updates. Aasimar, choose transformation type each time, more tactical flexibility. Better damage resistances too. Dragonborn, huge buffs. Breath weapon choice, cone line. D10s instead of D6s for damage. All Dragonborn get flayed at level 5, 10 mainstay. And Dark Vision finally. Major upgrades. Powerful choice now.
Flight at level 5 for all of them. Wow.
Yep. Dwarves, Dark Vision to 120 feet. Hill Dwarf HP bonus now for all dwarves. Stone Cunning is temporary Tremor Sense. Actually useful now. I'm actually excited about playing a dwarf now. Elves. Gained Fey Ancestry, term advantage. Keen Senses lets you pick from 3 skills. Elven Lineage replaces sub-races, gives Drow, High, and Wood Elves innate spellcasting. Crucially, Drow have no sunlight sensitivity, massive quality of life, but they lost weapon proficiencies. Trade-off.
No sunlight sensitivity for Drow. Big change.
Huge. Humans. All essentially variant humans now. Get a free heroic inspiration on a long rest. Emphasizes adaptability. Tieflings. Fiendish Legacy offers abyssal, chthonic, or infernal options. Damage resistance plus innate spells. And you can choose the spellcasting ability for those innate spells. Great for multi-classing. Get Thaumaturgy too, more versatile.
These species changes really open up character customization and power. Okay, let's talk feats. 4 varieties: Origin, General, Epic Boons, Fighting Styles. What's fantastic? A real game changer. General feats requiring level 4 plus speed now provide a +1 ability score increase.
Seriously, +1 stat and a feat?
Yep, makes them much more attractive compared to just taking an ASI. Round out a stat while gaining a powerful new ability.
Nice. For this specific campaign, given the focus on combat, exploration, building legends, here are some standout feats you should definitely consider. Origin feats. Lucky Changed grants PB luck points for advantage, disadvantage after a roll, not rerolls. Still powerful, Musician is fantastic new feat, grant heroic inspiration to PB allies after a rest, great party support, Crafter, 3 tool proficiencies, 20% discount on non-magical items, fast crafting. Perfect for artisans.
That Musician feat sounds great for a support character.
Totally. General feats. Great Weapon Master, simplified, no more Manify +10. Now it's plus PV damage during the attack action on your turn. Easier, still effective, no awkward accuracy penalty. Heavy Armor Master, PV damage reduction, not bypassed by magic, scales with PV. Huge defensive buff. Shield Master, Shield Bash no longer, bonus action. Must have for sword and board. Grappler, advantage to attack grappled creatures, move full speed while grappling, deal damage, and grapple with unarmed strike. Fantastic for monks brawlers, true battlefield controllers. And Warcaster. Incredible synergy with the new opportunity attack rules, cast beneficial spells on allies, new support strategies.
These feats offer powerful, flavorful ways to build your character and really lean into specific combat styles or utility roles. It's a great toolkit for customizing your legend. Okay, we've covered the general D&D 2024 rules, but remember what we said about Danithar's guide not always being reliable?
Knuckles? Yeah.
Well, that applies here. Dave has some specific campaign rules that take precedence over the core rulebooks. This is where you pay extremely close attention because these will fundamentally change how you play Return of the Runelords. These are Dave's final word, sacred texts for this campaign.
Indeed. These are crucial non-negotiable elements. First, allowed books. Player's Handbook 2024, Xanathar's Guide, Tasha's Cauldron. Newer supersedes older if there's overlap. Any rune subclasses like Rune Knight, Explicitly Thessalonian flavored for this campaign, mechanics are the same though.
Gotcha.
Any other WOTC material or any third-party homebrew unearthed Arcana content requires prior DM approval. Don't assume anything is allowed. Always ask Dave first. Seriously.
Okay. Now for the critical campaign overrides, these are straight from Dave, designed to heighten the stakes and the narrative tension.
Starting with death and dying, characters die at next 10 HP or lower. Hard rule. That next 10 HP threshold will not get lower, regardless of level or constitution. If you drop below 0 but not to next 10, you're unconscious and dying. Normal rules.
Okay, -10 is the hard limit.
But here's where it gets really interesting and potentially terrifying. Dave will roll death saves behind the screen. The outcome will not be known to the players.
Whoa, hidden death saves.
Yep. Adds immense tension. When Dave says he takes it, it might mean the monster survived. Or it might mean your character is in serious, unknown peril, making death saves you don't know about until maybe it's too late. Brilliant way to keep everyone on their toes.
Oh, that's going to be brutal. I love it. The sheer suspense of not knowing. That's fantastic for immersion. Next, upkeep. Simplified. Blessing for tracking resources. Flat 1 GP per session covers normal ammo and spell components without a specific GP value.
Nice. Less bookkeeping. Exactly. More focus on action. However, magical ammo and trick arrows still need to be tracked individually. Value and rarity demand it. And a crucial practical point. If your component pouch is lost or stolen, you simply cannot cast spells with material components, period. Emphasizes the practical reality of adventuring. Magic isn't always convenient.
Good point. For our divine warriors, paladins have specific divine requirements. You must pick a god and follow both your chosen oath and your deity's tenets.
Both. Okay.
Failure risks losing your spells after a long rest. Cuts you off from divine power. Not just fluffy role-playing, clear mechanical consequences. Forces you to consider your character's devotion. This is definitely not Danithar's guide. This is an explicit campaign rule.
Yeah.
Deepens the role-playing.
Similarly, Channel Divinity for Clerics uses a campaign-specific system, replacing standard Turn Undead. Regardless of alignment, any cleric channels energy in a 30-foot radius. Good clerics, damage undead, heal living. Evil clerics, damage living, heal undead. Neutral clerics, choose positive or negative energy at first level. Choice is permanent.
How much damage healing?
Scales. 1d6 plus 1d6 for every 2 cleric levels beyond first. So 2d6 at third, 3d6 at fifth, and so on. Wisdom save halves damage. It's an action. No opportunity attacks provoked. You choose if you're included. Importantly, when a cleric gets Seer Undead later, those dice add to the damage dealt by channel energy, not healing. Reinforces its offensive purpose against undead. Powerful, flavorful way to use divine energy.
And ability scores. Dave's campaign uses its own unique system, a 27 plus 1d6 point buy with an expanded cost table.
Wait, 27 plus a d6?
Yeah. And the costs are different, like a 7 costs 1 point, a 6 costs 2 points, yes, 6 is more expensive than 7, and a 16 costs 11 points. Unique twist allows a bit more flexibility, granularity in building stats, more heroic or distinct characters right from the start.
Okay, moving on to allowed classes and critical role-playing expectations. Artificers are now allowed. However, their craft is deeply tied to campaign lore. They learn their skills on the Isle of Shin, studying Emperor Shin's ancient advanced research. So, for artificers here, Thessalonian runes are aesthetically etched into every item and construct you make. Deep lore connection, unique visual signature.
Cool flavor. Magical tattoos from Tasha's.
Yeah.
Rules are modified. Crafting them isn't simple. Requires a specialized power ritual. Details later in the campaign. If you want tattoos, remember, it's a significant undertaking.
Multi-classing requires Dave's approval and a compelling in-character, in-campaign reason. Can't just suddenly decide to be a sorcerer barbarian without a strong narrative explanation. Dave wants choices to make narrative sense for character growth. Combos like cleric paladin, more likely approved than sorcerer barbarian, make it make sense thematically.
And a crucial point on character alignment. No evil PCs, period. Heroic campaign. And Dave has a very strong stance. Think long and hard before you go chaotic neutral too. Dave explicitly thinks it's often a cop-out alignment. Leads to problematic behavior without real motivation. He doesn't like cop-outs. So lean into being a true hero for Varisha. Embrace good, embrace the challenge, find purpose beyond just self-interest.
Got it. Let's discuss the rich tapestry of Galarian languages and faiths. Given the campaign's focus on the region, its isolation uncovering ancient lore. Varisian and Thessalonian are absolutely excellent language choices. Immediate access to local culture, ancient secrets.
Makes sense.
Other languages like Abyssal, demons, Aslanti, ancient history, giant, goblin, infernal, devils, and Necral, undead language, will also have varying uses depending on the threats you face.
As for religion, Galarian uses its own unique, diverse pantheon. Divine characters, clerics, paladins must choose a god. Dave can provide deity info, talk to him about options, but some specific deities warrant special mention for this campaign.
Precisely. If you worship a Shava, goddess of light and healing, you might have special links to Adrani, a key NPC in Roderick's Cove. Immediate plot hooks, connections. Then there's the incredibly fascinating case of Nocticula,
The Demon Lord.
rumors suggest she's abandoning her demonic legacy. The cult of the Redeemer Queen believes she's ascending to become a goddess of artists, midnight outcasts, shedding her infernal past. Heretical clerics of Nocticula are always chaotic neutral, remember Dave's warning, but this is a specific exception, and gain access to twilight, trickery, and traveled domains. Symbol. Moon with lips, seven-pointed crown. Favored weapon, dagger. Very unique, morally complex path. Perfect for shades of gray.
And for something truly esoteric, outer gods.
Yeah, for those seeking knowledge beyond mortal ken, Yog-Sothoth, or his avatar, Tawil Under, the outer god of time, worships unorganized, often loners, academics driven to madness, can technically be chaotic, good, neutral, or evil. Again, check with Dave for evil concepts. Worshippers will undoubtedly have interesting, mind-bending, potentially sanity-shattering moments, strained insights into time, maybe.
Fun.
And a final important note on faith. Ancient Thessalonian faiths, Lasala, Peacock Spirit, not appropriate choices for PCs. This is about facing those ancient evils, not embracing them, stand against them, don't align with them.
Right. Okay, now for the truly fun stuff. Unique magic items and rare materials. Stuff that will define your gear, give incredible advantages, not just stats. Deep lore.
Let's start with the Wayfinder. Classic Pathfinder Society badge. Silver and gold, compact. Acts as a non-magical compass, grants advantage on survival checks to avoid getting lost. Useful. Command word shines light. Handy utility.
What's the best part?
The indentation holds a single ion stone, granting its benefits as if orbiting your head without requiring attunement. Frees up a precious attunement slot. Classic Pathfinder lore, hugely practical item.
Oh, this is where it gets really good, especially for those with family ties. The Sam Adams six-packs.
Suckle. Yeah.
These are actually 6 potions of healing, 2d4 plus 2, and beer combos.
What?
Testament to Sam Adams' innovative craftsmanship. Enchantment heals and preserves the beer, long-distance shipping possible. The catch: imbibe more than 1 an hour. Make a DC 12 con save or become inebriated, like the poison condition. Then there are Sam Adams double box, 44 plus 4 healing, DC 14 save, and Sam Adams triple box, 84 plus 8 healing, DC 16 save. Not just powerful healing, it's the best beer in Galarian, hands down. Direct legacy of one of your past characters. What a way to celebrate family history.
A truly flavorful and practical magic item, perfect for long adventuring days. And for archers, the Arrow of Fire, consumable, deals weapon damage plus 2d4 fire damage, dex save DC 12 for half. Simple, but incredibly effective for adding elemental punch when needed.
Now, let's talk about the legendary sky metals. Ancient Thessalonians had 7 types. Fantastical materials, unique properties associated with the school of magic, a virtue, and a Thessalonian sin. Not just rare materials, deep lore artifacts, finding them. A treasure hunt itself, immense power, sometimes dangerous drawbacks.
These are truly special materials, coveted by collectors and heroes. Let's highlight some intriguing ones. Abyssium, Feverstone. Terrifying, glowing blue-green, conjuration, magic, zeal, sin of sloth. Carrying or wearing it makes you sicken, poison effect. Lingers 100 d4 hours after removal. Can be powdered into potent ingested poison. DC 18 con save, 1d4 con damage when poisoned. Found in Thessalonian prisons. Dangerous deterrent. Imagine the ethics of using this.
Nasty stuff. Orichalcum. Rarest. Dull coppery warp sign. Illusion magic, humility, sin of pride. Weapons, +1 attack bonus. Nice edge. But armor is where it shines. Fantastic initiative bonus, +1 light, +2 medium, staggering, +3 heavy armor. Fantastically expensive, but worth every gold piece for going first. Dictating battle flow. +3 initiative just from armor. Insane.
It is. No qual. Pale green crystal. Abjuration magic, charity, sin of envy. Light strong, magic resistant. Objects gain advantage on saves versus magic. Armor grants magic resistance and treated as 1 category lighter. Weapons deal +1 damage versus constructs and dead. Incredibly powerful defensively, especially against magic or undead.
Wow, no cool armor sounds amazing for facing casters.
Definitely. And alongside these, you'll also find classics like Adamantine, Raw Strength, Dresset, enhancing spells, Inubrix, Ghost-like attacks, bypassing armor, and Sikatite, temperature-shifting metal, each with unique applications you'll discover.
These sky metals are not just powerful, they're deeply tied to the ancient Thessalonian lore you'll be uncovering. Imagine equipping your fighter with full Horicalcum armor for that insane initiative, or a wizard with no cool robes shrugging off spells. These materials truly bring the ancient world to life in your gear.
What's truly fascinating here is how deeply you can weave your new character into the very fabric of this campaign. Return of the Runelords starts in Roderick's Cove, picturesque town, northeastern Verizian Gulf.
Nice starting spot.
Yeah, but while your first adventure might root you there, this adventure path has an epic scope. You'll be traveling to numerous locations, exploring ancient ruins, bustling cities, little intent of returning to the same place quickly. So your character should be ready, eager to embark on a grand career as an adventurer. Invested in Verizia as a whole, rather than wanting to stay home, this is a journey of discovery, heroism, not home defense.
Absolutely. This campaign is designed for players who actively seek adventure, eager to uncover ancient Thessalonian lore, and strive to reach that legendary 20th level. Combat and exploration of ancient, dangerous locations are definitely at the forefront. Come prepared to fight and delve.
To help with that, Dave has crafted some truly unique campaign-specific backgrounds. Tie you directly to previous events, characters from the trilogy, or the current state of Galarium. Not just skill proficiencies, deep character hooks.
Let's run through some of these fantastic options. Imagine the characters you could create. Shaw Last Ranger. Spent 5 years with Rangers founded by Arrhenius, it's a Hydran hero, in Shinshalast. Plus Dex, Stren, Wiz, Magic Initiate, Druid Feat, Stealth, Survival, Cartographer's Tools, Giant Language. Connected to Shinshalast's threats. Imagine the stories.
Right. Living in the City of Gold, student of Thassalon magic, trained under Skrull himself, that Skrull, in ancient Thessalonian rune magic, plus Int, Cha, Wiz, the potent Sin magic feat, more soon. Arcana, History, Calligrapher supplies, Thessalonian language, literally learning from a legend.
Walking in his magical footsteps.
Right.
Wow. Hepteric Locust Warrior. Pit fighter trained by Thorn and others in the Hepteric Locust gladiatorial pits, plus Stret, Con, Whis, Savage Attacker feat, Athletics, Performance, kinda entertain, Smith's Tools, Draconic Language, Child of the Arena forged in combat, Disciple of Hans, inspired by Hans' Divine Ascension, God of Vengeance, plus Cha, Dex, Int, Alert feat, Religion, Survival, Musical Instrument Proficiency, Elven Language, carry the Spark of Retribution, Primal Disciple of Ook, secluded under Shinshalast with Archdruid Ook, attuned to powerful nature magic, plus Whis, Con, Stren, Magic Initiate, Druid feat, Medicine, Religion, Herbalism Kit, Sylvan Language, Child of Nature, connected to Galarian's Wild Heart.
Very cool concept. Bruley Glassworks employee, apprentice from Sandpoint's artisan scene, maybe the famous Sam Adams Brewery. Strong, hardy, used to labor, plus Con, Strut, Wiz, Tougher Crafter feat, Athletics, Survival, Artisan's Tools, Dwarvish Language, and a sweet 20% employee discount on Sam Adams goods.
That discount is the real prize. Keeps on giving. Camelin Citizen. Help build King Comus's thriving nation. Plus Con, Whis, Int, Tough Feat, Animal Handling, Nature, Carpenter's Tools, Choice of Halfling Elven Dwarvish Giant Language. Patriot of this new land. Ex-Scarny Camelin Spy. Former criminal from the notorious Scarny gang, maybe seeking redemption. Or trained by Spy Master Hans. Plus Dex, Int, Con, Alert Feat, Sleight of Hand, Stealth, Thieves' Tools, Thieves' Can't. Know the shadows, they're secret.
It's lots of potential there. Sandpoint entertainer. Grew up at Sandpoint Theater, inspired by tales of the heroes of Sandpoint, plus Cha, Dex, Int, Musician feat, Acrobatics, Performance, Musical Instrument Proficiency, Elvish Language, Bring Joy and Drama. Young Camelin noble, scion of a family rewarded by King Thomas or even descendant of the king and queen. Plus Cha, Int, Con, Skilled Feat, History, Persuasion, Gaming Set, Celestial Language, Weight and Privilege of Nobility, Hell Knight, brutally trained servant of Galarian's austere Hell Knight chapters. Order at any cost. Plus Stry, Con, Whis, Alert Feat, Athletics, Perception, Gaming Set, Infernal Language, Disciplined, Fearsome Warrior.
Intense. Pathfinder Society of Magnamar. Witnessed events in Magnamar, member of Pathfinder Lodge. Dedicated to discovery. Plus Cha, Int, Dex, Skilled Feat, History, Persuasion, Gaming Set, Thessalonian Language, Seeker of Knowledge, ready to chart the unknown.
These backgrounds are so much more than just starting proficiencies. They directly connect you to Verizia's living history, your predecessors, give you deep-seated reasons for this epic adventure, immediate hooks for Dave to weave in.
Now, in addition to your background, you also get to choose a campaign trait. Minor but impactful boon links you even more directly to the story. Maybe unlocks additional opportunities, narrative beats, truly personal touches.
Okay, let's look at these. Close allies. You and another PC are intrinsically linked. Friends, lovers, siblings, twins. Share deep history. Both players must choose this. Within 10 feet of ally. +1 bonus on all saving throws. Once per session, reaction grant ally 1d6 bonus to a d20 roll after roll before result. Cement your support. If relationship ends tragically, you get spirit touch trait instead. Trauma.
Ooh, interesting mechanic tied to relationship status. Scion of Legend. You are a child of a hero of Sandpoint, incredible legacy, child of Sam Adams, human dwarf merged appearance, expertise in 2 cleric skills, parents divine connection. Once per session, advantage on a d20 roll after roll before result. Inherent luck, start with a 6-pack of Sam Adams, naturally, child of Thorn, dragonborn, expertise in 2 fighter skills, martial prowess. Once per session, advantage on d20 roll, double starting gold, tall scroll, tiefling human, merged look, expertise in 2 wizard skills, arcane mastery. Once per session, advantage on d20 roll, start with a 1st level wizard spell scroll, piece of heritage, child of Irenaeus, elf-eladrin half-elf, remarkably attractive, like parent. Expertise in 2 ranger skills, once per session, advantage on d20 roll, know how to create fire arrows, combat prowess. Princess of Camlin, child of King Thomas and Queen Amako, choose +1 armor, weapon or shield. Attunes, callable, gains properties as you level. You are royalty, role-playing implications.
Being literal royalty has got to affect things. Spirit touched. Overwhelming emotional trauma related to death on death as a child. Saw something horrifying. +2 bonus on saves versus supernatural attack spells from undead. Resilience. Once per session, auto-succeed a con, save to stabilize or gain necrotic resistance until next long rest. Powerful defense born of trauma. Time lost. Feel separated from your past. Mysterious blank spot. +2 bonus on initiative checks, supernatural awareness. And here's where it gets really interesting.
Lay it on me.
Once per session, as a reaction, you can force Dave, the DM, to re-roll a single d20 roll, even after knowing the result.
Get out of here. Force the DM to reroll.
Yep. Fantastic way to use a perceived Danathar's guide moment against him. Assert unique, time-bending control over fate.
That time-lost trait is fantastic. Definitely a way to keep Dave on his toes. Make him question his dice. Okay, finally, let's talk about some truly powerful campaign-specific feats. Redefine your character, tie them directly into ancient Thessalonian lore.
Starting with Sin Magic, an origin feat for arcane casters. Powerful, double-edged sword. Choose one of the 7 Thessalonian schools of magic. Greed, envy, sloth, lust, wrath, pride, gluttony. Gain 1 additional spell slot per spell level and 1 additional prepared spell of that chosen school. Significant boost to magic in that school.
Okay, what's the catch? There's always a catch.
BUT, and it's a huge but, you lose access to 2 other opposing schools of magic. Cannot prepare or cast spells from those schools. Example, choose Greed Magic, Transmutation. Lose Illusion and Enchantment. Choose Wrath Magic, Evocation. Lose Abjuration and Conjuration.
Oh, restricted schools. And on top of that, your personality takes on elements of that chosen sin.
Exactly. Powerful, flavorful choice. Significant narrative and mechanical trade-offs. Real commitment to a concept forces you to lean into that sin, roleplay its consequences. Truly unique character, not just a mechanical boost. Deep character choice.
Okay, that's intense. What else?
Master Healer. 4th level feat requires Healer feat prerequisite. Massive buff for healers. Whenever you roll a die to determine HP restored with the spell or the healer feat, add +2 to each die rolled.
Each die. So a 2d8 heal gets +4.
Exactly. Makes healing spells significantly more potent, reliable, true lifesaver for the party.
We also have some exciting new cleric domains. Deep in religious choices, especially with Hans's ascension, Nocticula's transformation.
First, the Vengeance domain. For Hans, new god of vengeance, 1st level, martial weapons and intimidation proficiency. Divine retribution, reaction 2d6, psychic damage when hit, turn aggression back. 2nd level, channel divinity, marked for vengeance. Bonus action, mark creature, take +1d8 psychic damage from your attacks. Hone that retribution. 6th level, nowhere to hide, helps locate marked target. No escape. 8th level, swift retribution deals reaction psychic damage when marked target hits you corely. 17th level, vengeful divinity, transform into angel of vengeance. 60-foot fly speed, AC bonus, force this advantage on saves versus your damaging spells if marked creature dares damage you. Formidable domain for righteous retribution.
And for those with wanderlust, explorers, pilgrims.
The travel domain, perfect for wandering clerics like Nocticula's heretics. 1st level, rambling cleric, Plus 10-foot speed, temporary burrow climb fly speed, incredibly versatile movement, proficiency in vehicles, land water, second level, channel divinity, fast pace, speed up allies, ignore exhaustion, difficult terrain, traverse challenges quickly.
That's great party utility.
Totally. Sixth level, long step, teleport 120 feet as an action, powerful mobility. 8th level, channel divinity, hide the path, confuse pursuers, random movement, throw off any chase. For Ramblin' enhances Ramblin' cleric feature, maintain movement type until short rest, use twice per rest, master of movement and journey.
One last thing on clerics. Turn undead.
Importantly, for clerics, traditional turn undead rules are ignored in this campaign. Instead, use the campaign-specific channeled energy system we discussed earlier. Regardless of alignment, channel positive and negative energy, 30-foot radius, damage heal, scaling dice, wisdom save halves damage, action, no OAs. Seer undead dice add to damage, not healing. Maintains core ability, but with campaign-specific flavor, deeper integration into Galarian's magic. Hashtag outro.
So what does all of this mean for you, our intrepid players? It means you're stepping into a rich, evolving world, built upon the very legends your previous characters forged, and now operating with a finely tuned rule set that offers incredible opportunities for heroism, cleverness, and truly epic storytelling.
Yeah.
The stakes are higher than ever, the secret's deeper, and your new characters have a chance to become legends on par with the heroes of Sandpoint and the Cedron heroes. This isn't just a new game, it's a new chapter in your story within Galarian.
Take the time to really absorb these details. Pore over them. Let your imagination run wild. Think deeply about which campaign background or trait resonates with the character you want to play, which new D&D 2024 features you want to explore and lean into, and how you'll integrate these impactful house rules into your character concept. The depth of choice here is truly fantastic. Lets you craft a character that feels both utterly unique and profoundly connected to the campaign's history and its thrilling future.
As you prepare your character for Return of the Runelords, consider this. The ether has fluctuated, ancient Sassalonia's secrets are being uncovered that could, unravel the very fabric of Verwisia, and the legacy of your past characters looms large, a beacon and a burden. What lost power, what forgotten knowledge, or what new divine spark will you harness to face the coming storm, and how will your choices reshape the destiny of Verwisia and Galarian itself?
Big questions.
Let the dice roll, adventurers. We can't wait to see what legends you'll forge.